Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Teaching Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. It is Friday, woohoo, May 28th at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I am live. Good to see everybody. Come on in. Welcome to everybody who can make it into the room. Welcome to all my balcony buds. Oh. All right. Good to see everybody, as always. We have such a great group. Hey Julie, good to see ya. Welcome to everybody, like I said, that's in the balcony, and welcome also to my YouTube viewers who see this when it goes to video. It goes to video both in Facebook and YouTube. So we have a lot of fun here. All right, so let me catch you up on the calendar. Next Sunday, June 6th, the fairy contest ends. Hi, Rhonda. And that's the contest with Color with Claire. Claire is the lady, of course. Prize is a $20 gift certificate to anybody that lives within the delivery area of an Amazon worldwide. And one copy of all her images that she's got on her Etsy store. Then on Sunday, June 13th, Dawn's contest ends. The Kachina. And that prize is autographed coloring books from Dawn. So you guys should really be getting on these things. All right. Okay, let's see what kind of trouble we can get into. So the first thing I wanted to show you, let me test this. Zoom in. Zoom in. Aha. Zoom in. Come on. Zoom in. Okay, we'll get there. Zoom in. Bonsoir, bonsoir. Okay. Zoom in. There we go. We get there eventually. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is zoom out. Yeah, it's like when Alexa won't listen to you. So I wanted to show you, and I think Rhonda, you were the one that had the picture with the, hi Christy, the picture with this fish sticker. Tell me if I'm right. But these are transfers, and I want to show you some of the patterns here that I got. There is 2 sheets per set. Now, these are different from stickers. You have to, not you, okay, Rhonda, I'll have to figure out who it was. So you put these on, and then you got to rub them, and the color transfers. So I'll be experimenting with these on something. Hopefully they'll work well. Look at these. So that's a really good selection. So there's 5 sheets, 5 packages, 2 sheets. Look at this one. Isn't that cute? So yeah, these are pretty nifty. Oh, Christy says she loved rub-ons when she was a kid. So these are some additional things that we can add to our pages. You know that I'm always looking for things. Hello, Cindy. Amy, hi. So these look like they're going to be pretty nifty. Nifty, nifty. So you know me, I like to get stuff like that for you and play with it. And again, you don't want to go super crazy with it, right? Oh, Roberta Carswell, welcome. Oh, Christy said that she looked at these last night. Okay. Let me look in the postings real quick and see if I can find out who posted that picture with a fish sticker on it. And it worked really well because it was an outdoor scene. Oh, it was Ashley. Here we go. Okay, guys, look at this. See? So this is Ashley's. Rita from Guatemala. Until next Thursday. But see that fish on there? That's a sticker. So I thought that looked really cute. It was appropriate. It worked, right? So I wanted to show you that idea. Okay. La da 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 dum. La dum. I must be in a good mood again. Which is kind of bad news for you guys. Sandra, hello. My gosh, good to see you. I'm surprised to see you, especially on a Friday, Sandra. Christy, yeah. Oh, that's great, Roberta. Well, then you know in this group, we like to chat during the live. This is meant for people who would like some company. Don't we all? And we form around a common love, which is our adult coloring. It's a cardboardy cover. So paperback, I guess. Yeah, paperback. But it's pretty thick. Hear that? Yeah, and guys, do me a favor when you want me to see a comment, just put my name in caps, please. Well, Roberta, I'm glad you've been enjoying watching. Da-dum. Sandra, what have you been up to? Okay, so this is the POSH Coloring book. It's called Inspired by Nature. Zoom in. By Marjolaine Baston. $30? I don't think so, Rhonda. Wow. No, I mean, I'm not doubting you, but boy, no, 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 no. Wow. That would really surprise me. Okay, I just looked it up on Amazon, sweetie. Busy weeks for you and the family, but hopefully things, Sandra says, but hopefully life is now starting to settle down. Here's the Posh book, $12.99. Okay, yeah, $12.99. And it is on the affiliate list. Oh my gosh, no, please don't pay $30. Okay. Well, Sandra, I'm delighted to have you back. Been missing you, sweetie. Hey, when my peeps don't show up, I miss you guys. Da-da-da-dum. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. Sandra, how is Janie? Tell me I remembered her name, please. Okay, guys, so let's work on this. Going posh now, says Sandra. Ha ha, that'll be the day. Can you guys imagine me going posh? Oh. And the rub-on is $12. Yeah, that was about right, Rita. Not available. Maybe I bought the last one. Sorry. Okay. So let's play with some colors here. Da-da-da-dum. You guys are fabulous. I love you. All right, little camera adjustment. Da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. I hope you can hear that music, or else you're really going to wonder what's wrong with me tonight. Da-da-dum. See, that'll teach you to be hooked up with somebody that has my personality. Okie dokie smoky. Hey, Mary. Mary, Mary, not contrary. How does your garden grow? Jennifer, hello. Sorry your power's going on and off. I'm here 365 days a year. I am here. Okay, guys. Zoom in. Jane and Maria have moved to a lovely new home in a lovely quiet place, away from all the problems, so much happier. Good. both of them, which means I don't need to stress out anymore. Okay. And Mary's doing better because she's planting flowers. Da-da-dum. Okay, so zoom in, zoom in. So remember right here is I went ahead and I put a very light green just to kind of mark my areas. Da-da-dum. All right. So we've talked about when you have really weird areas or you're not sure what you want to do, tint them in with a light color. Let's see how we're doing this here. Frost tonight, says Christy. Ugh. Oh, I love wildlife gardens. Okay, so I'm going through here now. And again, I'm just going to put a light green on here. And right here on the original, is a gap. So I'm going to color that in even though the line is not there. I've talked about this a lot, guys, that you can go ahead and add in, oops, add in your own corrections. Snow in Toronto in May. Yep. Now, sometimes I'll go ahead and add a little bit darker if I know I'm ready to shade something. But for the most part, I'm just going to shade in where I need to be. You know, when I did it with gardens, I loved playing in dirt. Just something about the smell of it. One year I decided to do tomatoes. So I bought I bought bags of potting soil and stood them up vertically in my yard next to my front door, and I planted my tomatoes and then put my trellis right inside the bag, and that worked out pretty well. And I planted marigolds around it, so this was all in an upright bag, and it worked out really well. "25 degrees. Is that Celsius or Fahrenheit? We operate in Fahrenheit. Okay, now, remember, if you're not sure about your colors, go ahead and just put in a placement color. Right now I've got this very light gray, which will work for me because when I go to put my green on top, that light area will show through in areas that I want the lighter green. Okay, so I've got that, we've got this. Don't be afraid to mix and match your pencils, guys. Now, for those of you that are new, I use different brands. Oh, placement of color? I do it all the time, Sandra. You know how when I tint? But you can use a neutral color like I did. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead now with my darker green. Now, the neat thing about the lines on this POSH book is they are the light brown. So, guess what? For the most part, they disappear when you color over them. I honestly don't know why more coloring books don't do that, but they don't. All right. Now, as you get to starting to coloring this book and your image, even though we've got this image to the left, you are going to find that you're starting to naturally add your shading in the places that you should be, okay? So your artistic instincts are going to kick in. Trust me on that. And if you are new to coloring, you will get there. You really will. Zoom out. Zoom out. Okay, and what am I saying about this picture on the left? The picture on the left is a what? Somebody answer that for me. A guide, that's right. Yep. Rhonda, Christy, Sandra, Amy, perfect. It was probably done in watercolor maybe, or oils. And it's not expected that you're going to be able to replicate it, right? You can emulate it, but you're not necessarily going to replicate it. Zoom in. I'm so proud of you guys. Good. Now just make sure that you believe what I'm telling you. And I think that this POSH book is really great for people that are learning to color. Oops. Because it gives you a really nice guide to follow. Okay. So I'm going to pop a little pink in here. Zoom in. Now this color is a pretty neat color. It's a warm gray. I use it a lot. Faber-Castell color 270. I used it as a placement for my colors. Now I'm putting a little shadow in here, in between the petals. And over the top here. I always recommend that you use a healthy gray and not a black. Question, the pick I'm working on, the circle of life is the hourglass one. How do you color glass to make it translucent? Amy, do a keyword search on circle of life. I did that on the video on my last piece. You can color it a very, very light gray. And then I put blue slashes on it diagonally. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can find that book. Yana, hello. Before Yana comes in and she's looking at a blank, or on a non-moving screen. Oh my gosh, let me see what I did with that. Okay, it's not in my book because I filed it in my notebooks. So Amy, what you need to do is you need to look in the videos. You type in the word keyword, keyword circle of life, and on one of those near the end, I did the glass. Okay, so here's my gray. It is the master. All right, let me look one more spot. Here, hold on. Okay, here. Do you see this? Zoom in. I put very light dashes of blue to make it look like glass. And then if you want to, you can add a little side ring like you do in white with Arteza, for example, and that'll make it look like glass. Zoom out. Zoom out. Yana, congratulations. She got Pablo's. Zoom out. So there you go. Okay. So if you guys ever have questions on how to do things, when I put keywords on my videos, I put in words like glass or reflection, for example. So search keywords and you guys will mostly find probably what you're looking for. Looking for love in all the wrong places. Zoom in. Zoom in. Zoom in. So Amy, search the word glass. But be sure that you type in the word keywords and that should narrow it down to videos. Okay. Now this piece is starting to make sense around the flowers. It didn't last night when I did the yellow flowers. Because they were just hanging out there. But now that I've got these filled in, it's starting to make more sense. Yana's got Pablo's. Yana's got Pablo's. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out. Isn't that looking cool, guys? Okay, so for my pink flowers, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. All right, see how we're starting to get a really nice emulation here? Zoom in, zoom in. All right, so I'm going to use water-based markers. And remember that I told you I'm not smearing them. I'm just tapping on top once, because when you pick up your marker pen, oh, there's a line there too. It leaves a little puddle. All right, I just drew in a line here that was missing. Zoom in. Can you guys see that puddle? Look. See how there's a little puddle there? So I'm not smearing, I'm just tapping. There's a difference. And just picking up that excess. Da-da. Now, as I'm doing this, I'm pretending that my marker is a brush. And what that does is that will free up your movements. And make it feel more artistic to you. So a lot of this coloring, guys, just relax, enjoy it. I cannot stress that enough. Hello, 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 Miss Melba. How are you feeling, Melba? So I'm just going to darken this green a little bit by putting a little bit of black on there. And then I'm going to come in with some light green in the center. Melba is in the room. Woo, woo, woo. Melba. Melba. Guess who got her new Pablos today? And is now swatching them while she's watching. Ooh, wrong color, ILene. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I made a boo-boo. Zoom out. Okay. Oh, and before I do that, let me show you something here. It's a brand of pencil. Yana, tell Rhonda what Pablos are, please. Zoom out. Okay, everybody see how there's a little shadow here? Zoom in. There's a little bit of a shadow where this butterfly is. So I'm going to go ahead and emulate that. By putting in just a little bit of a gray shadow here across the flower. Easy peasy, guys. Oh, Sandra, sorry to hear that. Doggone it. All right, Sandra from the UK. We'll see you when you can get back here. Don't be such a stranger, okay? DeLynn. Zoom out. Thank you, Yana, for explaining that. Da-da-dum. 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 Carré d'Arc. Carré d'Ache is a very beautiful. Thank you, DeLynn. It's a very good quality product. All right. Now, I want to show you something here. I'm going to be doing these red flowers. Now, the red, zoom in. I've got 2 extra red leaves right here that are not on this side. So if you wonder where my moniker comes from, in part for being the Queen of Custom Coloring, zoom in. This is where I have absolutely no problem drawing in my book and adding to it. So I'm going to add these red leaves that we're missing. Caran d'Ache. Okay. Caran d'Ache. I'll keep killing it, I'm sure. Thank you, Sandra. Do you roll your eyes every time I mispronounce it? You love me anyway. Okay. Caran d'Ache. Caran d'Ache. Caran d'Ache. Okay, and then I've got part of this leaf is also missing on the side here. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. There we go. Now I'm just going to mark where I'm coloring pink. So Sandra, do you roll your eyes every time I mispronounce it? She's not going to tell me. She's just going to sit there and laugh. So Sandra, every time I mispronounce it, please tell me, will you? Seriously. Okay. So notice now I'm putting in my brighter red. And then I'm immediately smearing it with my finger. And there I will just touch it. I will not smear. Oh, okay, Sandra. Well, I'm serious. Every time I mispronounce it, you just type in, I will not roll my eyes, I promise. That's all right. I'm wonky. You can roll your eyes. Okay. So just hold me accountable for my coloring, but not for my pronunciation. Da-da-dum. Da-da-dum. I too am wonky. Okay. Well, we'll wonk together. How's that? All right, now notice that I'm going to go ahead and take my black pencil and I'm going to go ahead and add that center vein just a little bit. And I'm going to put a little shading right there. Yana says they sew. These markers happen to be, actually this one happens to be a Tanmit. Where am I? T-A-N-M-I-T. I had purchased this brand. And then I bought my Ohuhus. So these are all water-based. All right. Zoom out. Zoom out. And I'm just going to put a little bit of darkish gray in the middle of this. Now, let me go back to this flower here. Zoom in. Zoom in. I know, I'm just picking on you, Yana. Okay, now watch. I'm taking the narrow end of my ohuhu, a little teeny tiny end, and I'm going to add that little flower center. And if you want, if you hadn't waited too long, you can smudge this a little bit. But be careful that you don't lose your individual lines. Yeah, poor baby Yana, that you've got to type and swatch at the same time. Poor Yana, she's got to swatch. And then you can take your black, if you wish. Hello, Vicky. Vicky Burr, welcome. And add a little bit of black in there. Up to you how much you want to play with it. Zoom out. And then I'm going to go ahead, zoom in. And I'm going to darken part of my flower here. Same here. I thought Pablo's were oil too, but can somebody please clarify that? All right, now I'm going to take my pencil. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take my marker. When that dries, and I will add a little bit of purple. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. All right, what do you guys think so far? We are definitely getting there. Okay, Christy says according to Google they are oil-based. Luminescer oil, okay. Yeah, if somebody will clear that up, that would be great. All right, zoom in. Zoom in. Now, one of the things that I want you guys to realize about using colored pencil is when you start to color in an area, you're not necessarily going to reach the desired color when you first start out. And you don't want to do that, because the key to having a great looking piece is to have 2 to 3 layers of your color. So this area back here behind the leaves is supposed to be pretty dark. So right now what I'm doing is I'm coming in with a medium gray, and what that does is that allows me, number one, to see how this is going to look when I do color it in darker. You remember, guys, how I always talk about tinting first? And number two, it starts to let me decide what my values are going to be. Oh, ILene and her values. Does that make sense to you guys? So, a lot of time people think that they should just come in with the color that says, that comes in, that you want to color in. What are you talking about, Sandra? The Pablos? Okay, now I want to show you this background. Zoom out. Pia, hello. I haven't seen you in a while. Zoom out. Now, if you'll notice, these backgrounds here are different shades. It's not all black, right? It's not one color. It's different shades. Just like black hair has blue in it. All right. So the point of what I'm saying is, Pia's waving. Hi, Pia. Rebecca, hi. I didn't see you waving. Hi. Rebecca, Rebecca. Yana, what does your box say? All right, so I'm coming through here, wax. There you go. Zoom in. Okay. Now, does everybody see that I've got this medium gray? So I had a light gray when I started, and now I've got this medium gray. And I'm working that color in. I want you guys to get used to tinting your areas. What's the main color of my... Oh, okay, Rebecca, you're talking to somebody else. Gotcha. Melba, how are you feeling? Zoom out. And then I'm going to come in with a dark, dark black. That's redundant. With black. And I'm going to highlight areas with it. And I want you to see now how that's making this whole background look. Now, when you come in with your black, especially, you don't want to be pressing hard. Zoom in. You've heard me time and time again say on all your colors, let the pencil do your work, do the job. And do you notice now how I've got different shades here? I've got the light gray, the medium gray, and then my black. Get out of there. Zoom out. All right, guys, see how this is coming together now? And what I've been doing because this whole thing is basically softer colors, is when I go to blend, including my black, I'm going over it with my Prismacolor white. Now, to me, Prismacolor white is the best white. Rebecca, who are you talking to, please? All right. Oh, okay. Thank you. Didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. Zoom out. Oh, Yana, I bet your frog thinks it died and went to heaven. You're going to have fat frogs. Then you're going to have a ton of frogs this summer. Does anybody have any questions about how I'm doing these black backgrounds, guys? Hoping for tadpoles. Yeah. So the thing that I want you to avoid is just going in, guys, and slapping down black. Yeah, we had a tornado in the area, well, in Putnam County, which is the county I live in. Thank you, Rhonda, Yana. Thank you. If you have any questions as to why I did something a certain way, ask. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this background here. Zoom in. Boy, that looks cool just like that. Don't get a frog in the stove vent. Whatever happened with that, guys? Did he find his way out? I hope. Okay, so now I've got my medium gray. And then I have my black. So now my black is not going down straight on the paper. It's going on my colors, right? And that is the whole idea. So now I've got my black. And I don't care that it's going over the edge a little bit. I will go ahead and erase off any extra. Buggers. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, it's in your house somewhere? Oh, jeez. So it's out of the stove then, and now it's in your house somewhere. That's funny. Now, we got to be careful that we don't lose this handle when we color in this dark background. Zoom in. And by the way, guys, don't forget, if I need to zoom in or zoom out or whatever, because you want to see something, speak up, please. All right, so I'm going to use blender pencil here, as opposed to my white, because I don't really want to lose the intensity of the black. And then I'm going to take my white pencil and I'm going to outline my handle just a little bit so I don't lose that. Nothing earth-shattering here. There we go. And I lost a little bit of the rim right here, so I'm going to round that in. Zoom in. Everybody see where I'm adding that rim? Because we've got the inside of our can. There we go. I want you guys to start using your white pencils a little more. we got blurry. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. What do you guys think so far? Not too shabby. Okay. Do. Now again, if this isn't your favorite picture, that's cool. I want you to learn the methods. So, Mary, is it still like croaking in different places, or what's the deal? Thank you, Pia. Okay, so now I'm going to color in, zoom in, zoom in. I'm going to go ahead and color in my ground area here. And then I'm going to use my light gray, medium gray, excuse. And we're going to go ahead and get some of that shadow in. From the porch. You hear it sometimes, but haven't been able to locate it. Okay. Poor little guy. Okay, now I've got the edge of this porch here, so I want to define that a little better. So we'll go ahead and do that. So I've got my brown, and then I'm going to use zoom in, and then I'm going to use a little bit of my medium gray. And when you use gray with brown, that makes your wood look pretty cool. There we go. That front step is looking better. Hey, if he's happy in your plant, why not? Okay, medium gray. Let's go ahead and add a little shadow here. Now, I promise you that as you're coloring, you're going to start naturally seeing what you like and what you don't like and what looks good to you. And you're going to find yourself filling in your areas naturally. Mary, maybe you need to leave some water out for it somewhere so the poor little guy can drink something, or saturate your plants or something. Zoom out. Zoom out. Does anybody have any questions as to why I did something, or why I didn't do something, or... Put a little shading under here. All right. Now, this is where I get into tweak mode, which I really should wait so I can show you this. Zoom in. Zoom in. So these flowers now, I'm going to take my medium gray and I'm going to shadow in between the petals and outline them a little bit. This is critical, guys. And that's going to give you your dimension and depth. Does everybody see how I'm doing that? Oh, you've got a couple of fountains? Oh my gosh, your frog's never going to want to leave. Does everybody see how I'm adding the shading in between our flowers now? To get that depth and dimension. Just a little bit of black. I'm sorry, medium gray, not black. And the neat thing is with this particular book, because the lines are lighter, they tend to go away when you color over them. And that's another reason why I really like this book. Now, I have no idea what this is. So, oh, it's pink with a little green in the middle. So apparently it is part of a flower. So I'm going to draw my own green, right? And then I'll go ahead and add my pink and my red. Boy, you guys are quiet tonight. Is everything okay, or am I putting you to sleep? Yeah. No, I know I'm not putting you to sleep. You wouldn't have signed on to watch. There we go. Zoom out. Zoom out. I am feeling good about this piece. Let me grab some water. I love it that you guys use this time to color, actually. It really is a good excuse to do it, isn't it? Okay. So if you've got this particular book, I want you to be coloring right over the lines, okay? And it's going to make it look really cool. Rhonda says, concentrating on your pick and my pick, that's all I can do one at a time. Fair enough. Okie dokie smoky. All right. So, pretty good. All right. So, I'm going to take a little bit of light gray and enhance this yellow flower a little bit. Zoom in. Zoom in. Don't be afraid of your pencils, guys. And I'm going to take a little more gold in here. And then I'll take a little bit of brown, a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. Let me find a good brown. Oops. Now, again, as you are doing this stuff and practicing and practicing and practicing, and flowers are fun because it's really basically hard to screw them up. So you can do a lot with them. They're pretty tolerant. Okay, and I'm going to take a little, my black pen, which means you better be done with your shading. And I'm going to put some black dots on there. Zoom in. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Yeah, I like that. Not on the original. I wanted to add it. Okay. And again, welcome to everybody in the balcony. Love having you guys here. Feel free to drop down and say hello at any time. And guys, please share your video. Okay, zoom in. Do, 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 do. So a lot of time when I'm coloring, I will look for the lightest color, and that's what I'll put down as my, oops, base color. You didn't hear me say oops. And, oh, and for anybody that's new, I make mistakes on purpose and use them as teaching moments. You guys know I do that, right? Okay, so very, very light. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, let's see what we got caught here. And you guys remember that when you have an electric pencil sharpener, by the way, that you should take a graphite pencil and sharpen it in it every day to clean out the blades. Okay. So we got this. And would you guys do me a huge favor and please share this broadcast to your timeline? That way somebody else can enjoy it as well. Okie dokie smoky. So I've got my black tinted, zoom out, right? So now I can start putting my shades in. Now, again, you don't have to follow the exact coloring of the picture. So butterflies are fun to color too because you can screw them up and nobody knows. Zoom in, zoom in. All right. So I've got my darkest black here. Butterflies and flowers are very forgiving. Okay. So I'm using my, oh, it broke. Hold on. I was not pressing hard, I promise. Now remember, what I always say when you put your color on, don't be smashing your pencil into the paper. Let the pencil do the work, and you do the work by what? Repeated strokes, right? Including black. Trust me on this. So this is my darkest black. And then I'm going to use my medium gray. And extend that down a little further. Now, what do I tell you guys to always do with your pencils while you're using them? Can somebody answer that question for me? Okay, so here's my medium gray. Turn it. That's right, Sandra. Thank you. Do little micro turns with your pencils, guys. Keeps the point. And that's the point. I made a joke. Oh, look how pretty that looks already. I mean, I do it so much out of habit, I have to remind myself to tell you guys. Alright, so let's get this guy colored. So I'm back to my black pencil because I forgot to do this part. Turn, turn, turn. Da, da, da. All right, now if you want to play with design a little bit, make a little split in there. That's kind of cool. So at this point with my butterfly, I'm going to hate to say this is a bad pun, I'm winging it. Oh, I can hear the collective groans now. Come on, that was a good one. Give me a break. Winging it. Oh, ILene, you're so funny. And then I'm going to get my lightest gray where I used it to tint, and I'm going to come back at the bottom here. Okie dokie smoky. Now, I like to keep my areas tidy, so if I smush pencil too far, I'll clean that up. All right. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. Now, see these dots here? So I'm going to cover them up with my black. I have a reason for doing that. At least all of you didn't run out of the room when I said winging it. And guys, the way I'm doing this butterfly is a perfect example about how I always tell you to use coloring books that are like this with the picture as a guide. Oh, we're going to lose a little bit of the wing. We'll fix that. Because I am obviously not following the wing pattern from the book. Zoom out, zoom out, and look how cool that looks, right? Zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Doo-doo. Okie dokie. Medium gray will come down here. And by the way, guys, I love it when you color with me while I'm doing this. A lot of you tell me that you use this broadcast to color. It's your coloring time. Okay, now I want to show you something here. Zoom in. So for the body of this butterfly, and if you ever run into this situation, you can do the same, is draw little circles instead of coloring it just this way. And that way it'll stand out. So we can do this all the way down here. Does that make sense? Okay. And then I've got the butterfly has little antennae that didn't make it into this picture. So I'm going to take my narrowest pen and draw that in. Zoom in. Hopefully this isn't too close. Ah, come on. I may have to pull out here. Zoom out. Zoom out. There we go. And then we're going to put a little bumpy on the end. Remember, clean off the tip of your pen when you're coloring, when you're drawing on colored pencil. And another thing that works is if you use your ink pen very, very slowly. Now, I'm going to make this little bumpy on this antennae bigger because I have it on top of a flower. So it's getting kind of lost. And that way your brain will fill in the rest of where this thing goes. All right. And if we can get away with it, I don't know if you can see this. Zoom in. I'm going to put two little eyes on here. Details, guys, details. Cool. Zoom out. And if you really want to play with it, take your pen and darken the areas in between and around your circles. Make sense? Look how cool that looks. Zoom out. Okay. Now, again, I'm going to look for my lightest color with this yellow. Zoom in. And I'm going to color my areas here. You're probably not seeing that color, but it is coming in. I missed a spot, didn't I? Maybe not. And this is one of the things where your brain sees the color, but your eye doesn't. Everybody understand what I mean about that? Every time you take pencil to paper, that color is going down on your paper. Now, one thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to take my black pen and even out this line just a little bit. That's a little ragged. There we go. Much better. And if you wanted to, you could have used black pen instead of black pencil. Up to you. But everybody see how I'm smoothing that out? Much better. There we go. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom out. Not bad. A little bit of a different pattern, but hey, right? Hey, hey, hey. Okay. Do not hesitate to use pens. I don't care what you use. Markers, fine point markers, whatever works. Okay. Zoom in. Zoom in. Medium yellow. Just a little bit. Now, I've got this yellow right next to this yellow, right? So it's looking a little merged. So what I'm going to do you can take a little bit of your brownish gold and just pop that on top like this. See, I'm just going to do a streak. And that gives that depth on top of that. Isn't that cool? It's dimensional now. And I'm also going to pop a little bit of gold on his butt, just so we can see where that is. Maybe I'll go up one more. Actually, I'll just go up the whole body. Even better. Okay. Now, I'm going to get my Arteza pen out, recommended by Claire of Color with Claire. And all those little dots that I managed to cover up, we're going to go ahead and get those little puppies back in there. Now, we have to run a row of dots right on the edge of his wings on the bottom, like that, because on this other side it is merging with the shaded background. So there's that. Now, one of the reasons that I love the Arteza and why Claire loves them is because the ink flows beautifully from them. Usually without skipping. Alright, I smeared a little bit. I'm going to cut that. There we go. Let's scrape that. Alright. And then I'm going to come out on the other side. Yeah, you've got the 3-pack. I happen to have the 12-pack. They're wonderful. This is the 1.0 size. I love, love, love these. Okay, so on the butterfly body, I'm going to do 2 little doohickeys here. I'm going to put a dot here, and I'll tell you why. Because the end of this butterfly is getting a little bit lost in the flower. So we want to identify, make sure that everybody understands that this is part of the butterfly. So that's a little trick, that if you're coloring something and it's getting lost in the background, then change the markings on it. Zoom out. Now, depending on the pencil brand, your color might come through your pen. Dot. If it does, wait until it dries, reapply. But it looks like it's not going to do that. Look how cool that looks. Zoom out. I may even add a little dot near the eye. Yeah. So what do you think? Can you look up from your coloring for a second to see what you think? Not too bad. Now, if you want to add a little touch yet to this, on the original butterfly, there are some veins. Zoom in. Zoom in. Everybody see those veins on there? So I'm going to go ahead and put those on here as well. And guys, look how neat that looks. Yeah, it does look totally different with the dots. zoom out, zoom out. And this is exactly why I tell you this is a guide, right? You can then come in and add your own little additions to it. Anybody have any questions about any of the methods that I've used? And more importantly, now that you've seen me do this, would you feel comfortable doing this? A picture like this? What do you think? And you'll need to excuse me, I need to use a tissue. Maybe I should add them. Maybe I should add the dots to this side to make it look like they were there in the first place. Now, the fun part of this also, and I like to do this with my colorings, is you can go ahead and tweak your areas. So if you have, for example, some areas that you think should be a little darker, you can go ahead and take your pencil and play with the shading. Zoom in. So I'm just playing with the can a little bit because I wanted to darken some of this. So now I'm just playing with this and the shading on the can. Oh, Yana, that's good that you're using black more. Okay, now be careful with your black. I would recommend a medium to a dark gray. And I would start out with that medium or dark gray and then finish off with your black if you decide you go with your black. Does that make sense? But you know, if you're comfortable going whole hog with that black or just using that in different shades, super, because you've got that art background. Guys, I like to color in by steps and play with it that way. Okay, I think we're good on that. And then if you see any other little areas that you want to go ahead and darken. Hold on, I got my pencil stuck in here. So notice I'm going to take my black here and emphasize, and then I'm going to smudge. And guys, don't be afraid to get your fingers into things. And I also want you to remember that there are shades of black, all right? And that's going to be evident right here. Zoom in. So I want you to watch this. At the top of this gray area, I'm going to come in very lightly with some black at the top only. Boom. Much better depth. And be sure that you blend in that value of black. In other words, you don't want a stark line there. All right, and notice now that I'm going to go ahead and darken in some of these lines. Zoom out. Everybody see that? Keep your point sharp. So I'm just adding touches of black in these little cracks and crevices. And I'm not covering up the whole crack or crevice. I'm using it as part of the shade. Zoom out. Look at that, guys. Look how beautiful that looks now. Hi, Kathy. And again, I can't say this enough. Not a lot of pressure, guys. Ease your black into whatever you're highlighting, okay? Zoom out. I'm doing fine, Cass. Thank you. So I want you guys to remember that there are shades of black. And you want to use them to emphasize some areas. Okay, questions, comments? Yana, do you have anything that you want to add to that? You've got art background. Adding the gray values adds a subtle contrast. Exactly. Okay. Let me add a couple more black streaks on here. And guys, wood is so much fun to practice that on, because as you add your black to it, you'll see how it takes on that personality. Okay. And also don't forget to add a little bit of your gray or black between your flower petals. I've got one area I need to blend. Hold on. I'm pretty happy with that, guys. Zoom out. Now, can someone tell me different ways of blending? somebody tell me some different methods of blending, how you would blend stuff. Don't be shy. One way you've seen me blend is how? What tools do I use? You've seen me do what? White pencil, there's one, finger. Honestly, I haven't done gel pens over pencils, but yeah. The blender marker. How else? Okay, paint thinner. Blender pencil, white pencils, or fingers. Yep. And don't forget that you can use a lighter color in the same value range. Okay. I'm thinking we're in good shape. I wonder if I can use any of these stickers here. Ooh, that might be cute. And a Q-tip. And you can use a sponge tip applicator as well, depending on what your medium is. Okay, I'm going to play with these since I've just got them. So I've got this little rabbit. Zoom in. I'm going to put him down in the corner, I think. I think that would be cute. Yeah, I'm just going to put him in the corner. All right. Zoom in. I have no idea how well this is going to work. Hopefully I won't screw it up too badly. So here's my little bunny rabbit, and I'm just going to place him in the corner. And you're supposed to take something very hard. All the directions are in Chinese, so I have no idea. Okay. Well, if it faces this way, I'm going to put the rabbit over here. Oh, there we go. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, I like it where I first placed it, but I'm trying to figure out how this goes on here. So that sticker is starting to come off. But if I peel that, well, I have no idea. So I'm not going to do that. I got to figure out how these little puppies work, and we'll go from there. Zoom out. My bad. Oh, bear with me. I just figured it out. Okay. Don't laugh too hard. No, I didn't. There's a, okay. There is a plastic back on these things. See? And what I needed to do was take that plastic back off. I did not know that. The directions are in Chinese. All right, so let me, I've got this little squirrel down here. I kind of hate to have him facing off the right. All right, I'll put them down there. I got it. I got it. I did. I just wish he wasn't facing to the right, but I have no choice with that. Okay, so what you do is you peel off this plastic layer, and then the transfer is right there, and then you pop the little guy where you need to go. And the other little interesting question is, how well will this stick to pencil? Zoom in. Zoom in. Yay! Zoom out. Zoom out. Cool. There you go. So simple, even ILene could do it. All right. Don't laugh too loud, guys. I'm a dork. I like it. All right, cool. And it actually looks like it's part of the book. Not bad. Okay, it's 1:45, guys. Does anybody have any questions? Oh my. Zoom out. Aren't you guys glad that you're on that side of the camera and not this one? Oh, I have my moments. Well, guys, I really enjoyed doing this for you. And then what I'll do off camera is I will clean this up with my eraser. I had some gummy erasers, but they have managed to disappear someplace. But I'll go ahead and clean this up. Actually, I can just do it right now because I want you to see this. It's a pleasant wind down from my videos. Yeah. ILene has a master's degree and can't figure out a transfer. I did figure it out, but we lost one bunny. Oh no, I gotta bury the bunny. Okay. You must admit that my broadcasts do have an amusement factor in them. Okay, let's get serious for a moment. So, there you go. Side by side. Oh, and this little blotch of red right here that I got on here, you can go ahead and go over that like with a white pencil, or if that doesn't work, I've been known to zoom in, zoom in. I've been known to cover up little blotches with my Arteza, whatever you want to call it. Somehow I got marker on that. There we go. Fixed. Zoom out. Zoom out. But seriously, you guys, anybody have any questions or comments, or did you learn something? I'm going to put a little black in here. And the more important question that I have for you guys is, if you don't have this book, are you willing to try something like this? I would recommend it. You've got your color guide next to you. You can play with it. I want you to feel confident. If you don't feel confident, tell me why. What can I show you to help you with that? So we have an affiliate list, and I would appreciate, as you know, unless you're new, that you purchase your products from our affiliate list. Excuse me. Because that sends pennies to the group from Amazon. And again, this is the POSH Inspired by Nature book. Fun little book. Great one to learn from. And ours has a little squirrel. And I would also ask you that if you're going to buy anything from Amazon anyway, like a TV set or something like that, please text me and I'll give you our affiliate link and we get credit for it. That would be greatly appreciated. Okay, guys, I am going to call it an evening. I love you guys. Thank you for the company. I hope you learned something. I hope you had fun. I'm driving myself crazy because I'm looking at the monitor and I just see a couple areas here. Ah. Now, that's another little tip too, is if you want to get an idea of how your stuff looks, take a picture of it with your smartphone and look at it through the picture. Oh, there we go. Doesn't that look better? Oh, much better. There we go. Oh, much better. Oh, Yana, that's great. If not, have fun at your fire pit. Good night, guys. Love ya. Had fun. Joyous, joyous coloring, guys. Relax. I'm glad I could make you laugh, either on purpose or not. Oh, you just never know. Have a good rest of the evening, guys. See you tomorrow. Same time, same place. And we'll have a new project. Yay! Bye.